Stay one step ahead with Dubai Eye.
Right, well, the Dubai Fitness Challenge is certainly going to make you sweat. It kicks off tomorrow, and we are joined in the studio now by Australian fitness entrepreneur Emily Skye. Emily, it's great to have you.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Fresh off one of the world's longest flights between Australia and Dubai, and you're here for the opening weekend carnival of the Dubai Fitness Challenge.
Yes.
What are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be taking everyone through a workout, and it's going to be about half an hour long at 10:30 on Friday night. And it's going to be a high-intensity workout, so it's going to get, your heart rate up and your muscles working, and you're going to be feeling really good and probably exhausted too.
What do you make of a city putting together a citywide fitness challenge? I mean, you're from Australia. We think of you all as being, quite fit, running around in the sun. What do you make of what we're doing here?
I think it's really good, and I think it's great to obviously get people moving more, because that's the main thing. Most people live a sedentary life, and we sit at our desks all day, and getting up and moving and having this activation happening is, I think, really good for everyone. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Well, here on the Business Breakfast, we're going to be moving very much outside our comfort zone over the next month and taking part in the Fitness Challenge. But you, for us, are not just a fitness interviewee. You're also very much a business interviewee, because you have what has been termed in Australia's Financial Review, that's an Australian business paper, a business empire. You were on the Financial Review's Young Rich list with an estimated wealth of 32 million. They put your social media followers at more than 15 million. Let's talk about how you've built that up. How did you move from your old job, which was conventional modelling, into the fitness industry?
Yeah, well, I had no idea it would be what it is now and the extent that I could grow it. But initially, it was just a passion of mine. Fitness changed my life. I struggled with mental health issues for many years before that. I was really skinny. I was obsessed with long cardio sessions. And then I started lifting weights and shaping my body with weights, but also becoming strong mentally and physically. And I loved it. I fell in love with it, and I wanted to share that to the world. So I started sharing everything that I was experiencing, my whole journey on social media. And it started growing, and it was the workout videos I was posting every day on Facebook and Instagram that got that to grow. And I think in 1 week it grew about 1 million. So then I was able to start an actual business from social media, and at the time it wasn't really something that people were doing. It was all sort of kicking off. And then it just kept growing from there, and I started my programs, and it was originally a PDF, and then I started an app, and I've recently had my new app release a few months ago.
You make it sound simple. You did some exercise classes, you put it on YouTube or put it online somehow or other, and it got picked up and you had 1 million users. How did you do that? Did you promote it in some way? Because I'm sure people will be thinking, I've got something similar, I'd like to push it. But I'm sure that nobody comes to you. You have to go to them and somehow get your message out there. How did you do that?
Yeah, well, initially it was just the free content that I was posting. So it's free workout videos, it's education, it's inspiration, it's sharing my journey, it's being real with people. So people really gravitated towards that because they liked what they saw. And then it kept
how did you let them know
there.
that you were doing it? That's what my question is, really.
Well, it was a test. I put out something and see what the reaction was, and then they liked it. And when I grew 1 million in 1 week, which is pretty crazy, that was a few years ago, I thought, okay, I'm onto something here. I need to turn this into a business and, have my passion to business as well.
What's the learning been like when it has come to turning it into a business? I mean, you struck a deal earlier this year with Quadrant Private Equity. Mm-hmm. They've taken a stake in your business. How do you go from workout videos to having to make those big business decisions?
It's hard, and it was a long process because obviously I had to learn as I go. I didn't study business or anything like that. So there's a lot of mistakes I made in business along the way, and finding people that you can trust is a hard thing. But doing the deal with Fitness and Lifestyle Group, which is one of Australia's largest equity groups, they really, I guess, joining with them really helped me, get further as well. And I think we make a really good team
Tell me a little bit about those mistakes. What have you learnt from?
Oh, I've just hired people that you can't trust, and people like marketers, because it's not just about posting a photo or posting a workout. There's so much more to it, and there's Facebook advertising as well, and it's working with the algorithm, which is constantly changing. So employing a marketer that actually knows what they're doing and doesn't just talk the talk.
What have you done that has worked? When you look back at how you've taken your company to $32 million and a private equity firm, a big private equity firm taking a stake in it, what do you think you got right that made you that commercial?
I think it is being honest with people and talking about things that maybe people would be afraid to do. And especially back when I first started being more real. And when I say real, it's with the posts that I'm doing. It's not just posting what you call highlight reel. I'm posting stretch marks and saggy skin, because I had a baby at the end of last year, and I did gain a fair bit of weight. So I posted everything that I even did videos holding the skin and the excess fat and shaking it around, sort of thing, saying that this is, this happens to me too, and I'm a fitness expert. So people realise that I'm just like them as well. And I think they like to see that, rather than someone that seems to have this perfect life who always exercises and always looks amazing. It's far from the truth.
I can imagine that does make you look very human. We were talking the other day about the Jane Fonda workout tapes from sort of the late 70s, early 80s. And the one thing Jane Fonda wasn't in those videos was human. She was a machine. Yeah. Whereas this is very much a sort of different approach. You show a lot of yourself.
Yes, yeah, I'm very vulnerable. You can say that.
No, I mean, our producer Georgia, who has 2 children of her own, we were sharing actually some of your content between ourselves last night, particularly some of the post-pregnancy content. So what is next? You are working and you've sold a stake to Quadrant.
Yep.
What are the plans to get bigger? Are there plans to get bigger?
Yeah, well, my mission's always been to reach as many people as I could. And when I first started years ago, it was simply just sharing what I knew with my friends and family, and then I wanted to take it further, and that's why I went to social media, and I saw it as a way to get myself out there. In the olden days, you'd have to go like TV and radio and things like that, and that was the only way to get out there. But now we have social media, which is pretty amazing that we can use that to reach more people. So it remains the same. My goal's the same: reach as many people as I can and have a positive impact on them.
You're not the only one out there doing this. I mean, we spoke to Kyla Insties last year for the fitness challenge. How do you keep yourself relevant? Because there's always going to be another influencer trying to do the same thing coming up behind you.
I think it's just being honest with people, and this is the feedback I'm constantly getting, is that I'm one of the most real ones out there, and I share everything, and even things that I might be embarrassed about at the time. I think it's important to share that with people, because back when I first started and when I struggled with mental health problems, I thought I was alone, I was the only one, and I was abnormal. But I think if people talked about these things more, that we'd be able to help more people and realise that we aren't all alone. We have, each other.
Which brings us to the responsibility part of fitness influencing. I mean, you do have a responsibility to a lot of the young women who are following you. How do you see that?
Yeah, I just I think back to when I was young and what I needed to see at the time, and I try to be that to people. And now that I'm a mum as well, I want to be a good role model to her. So I just actively every day try to be that person. And obviously I'm not perfect and I do make mistakes, and I'm very honest about that. But it's constantly just thinking about what I would want my daughter when she's a teenager to look at.
Well, thanks very much for joining us this morning. The Australian fitness entrepreneur Emily Skye. She's on the Young Rich list of the Financial Review in Australia for the $32 million business that she has put together. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Stay one step ahead with Dubai Eye.